Hi, it's me. I'm in my shed. Hang on a minute, look. There we go. I'm in my shed. Polyton, hello. I thought I'd do an update. I've got my fire going because I've been sat here this afternoon having some music on. I've got myself a melon. I'm going to put this, hang on a minute. I got myself a melon out of my media bed. You can see all the seeds in there. It is actually ripe and it's juicy and it's lovely to eat. I had 7 altogether and this is one of them. I've pulled my media bed, my melons, the dead melons, out of my media bed, which is over there. You can see there's a dead okra in there, which I've got to de-seed. I've got to take the seed pods off and dry them out. Well, they're dry anyway. I've still got to pull up the tomatoes. I've got different kohlrabi in that bed over there, along with other brassicas. There's some broccoli that my mate Jake gave me, and it's actually producing little bits of broccoli on the top. Look, if you can see that. Oh, there we go. And I've got some kohlrabi to pick. There's a lovely big one there, look. And the others are growing. I have also got a celery plant in here. And I think there's 3 sorts of kohlrabi. There was a couple of chili peppers that they didn't really do anything in there. They did better in the raised beds. System's not on. Very, very annoying. The charge controller that I bought didn't work, and the part that fixes it they didn't send with it, which is just ridiculous. There we are. I'm not going to go on about it. I have got all my other wongbok and kohlrabi. They're all in pots. I did a second lot because I keep on being very unlucky and having trouble with my solar. The solar actually works brilliantly well. It's charge controllers that don't, and it's companies that don't sell. They don't send all of the parts with the charge controller. Something's eating these. I think there's a bit of slug damage or perhaps a bit of bird damage. I've got wongbok, as you know, in here, and I've got kohlrabi, purple, white and purple and white. I've also got spinach, perpetual spinach and rocket. What else is there? There's some Swiss chard at the back there. I've still got to prick a whole load of it out. Load of Swiss chard. There's some watercress coming back through again, so I'm going to grow it in something else. In the actual media bed it is growing, but it's only growing slowly, and it's because it's not got any nitrate going into it, which doesn't really help things. Tomatoes are going over fast, though there are still a few left. It's more the fact that it's quite moist in the air here, and so things are getting the blight and it's going across to different things. And there was a rat in here and it's eaten a load of different things. All my tomatoes got eaten by the rat, which was a real shame. So I was enjoying them and I like having them on a little bit longer. I'm going to see if I can grow some of the plants. There's one down the end in the raised bed that is still there, although it's got caught by the blight down at the bottom there, but the top of the plant's still growing. There's another one over there that's still growing. I got my moringa tree at the end there. Don't know whether you can see that. There we go. That's the moringa tree. There's avocado down there that's grown like a foot, and there's a huge avocado tree that grows right up to the ceiling in here. My banana tree grows right up to the ceiling. It just keeps on throwing out enormous leaves. The other things, I've got the lemon tree there, obviously that's growing well, and the calamansi, and you can see there's the fruit growing on them. Can't wait. I'm going to pour myself a nice glass of rum, cut one of them, squeeze it, chuck it in the whole thing in the glass, and then I shall have just a little bit of ice with it. Got some nice rum somewhere. My cafe lime's growing. I did prune it, and I've got some cuttings in the floating raft beds, and my chili peppers, which are dragon peppers, they're still growing really well as well. The fish are doing well. Everything's doing well except the system isn't on, which is just infuriating. As you can tell, I'm not happy about it, but I am still here and I am still growing stuff, and I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm still gardening and everything as well. I had to get another little job as well to make ends meet, as it were. So I've also got a little job in a restaurant, which is rather nice, and they feed me, which is even nicer, because I like eating, and not just my own vegetables, but other things as well. Out here I've got strawberry plants growing. These are all my what are they called, all the runners. So there's a huge amount of runners all the way along there, and then I've got all the strawberry plants as well. I've also got cuttings growing. I've got some ferns and things like that as well, cotoneasters and hebes and lots of different types of penstemons. There are some bottle brush that are growing, there's some that's not as well. There's all different things, lots of different types of hebes growing. I just like to have a whole load for the different gardens that I grow. There's an elderflower there. I know it's a weed, but it's quite a nice weed. My log pile, my first one, that's going down quite well. That's kind of 1.5 to 2 years old. The other one at the other end is only 1 year old, and I'm going to move some and split it and bring it into a warm, dry area so that I can dry it out a little quicker. I have still got a big pile of pots here with all different things growing in it. I've got my osteospermums, which is an African daisy, and although it's November here in England, they're still open. Well, they're open because it's daytime still. Some of them are closing up because it's bedtime. Well, it's bedtime for them, not for me. My nerines finished flowering. What else? I've got some campanulas that are flowering, and I've got some pansies flowering as well. The field is looking autumnal, and the hedges are looking autumnal because it's autumn, I guess. That's probably why, and that's why they're yellowish, and yellows and golds and all sorts of different pretty colours. Sou'wester Steve's all right. He's out there in the field. He's looking a bit bedraggled, but again, I'll have to put him back together. My chicken orchid, they're not called chicken orchids, but that's what I call them. It's my favourite scent in the garden. It smells like clean washing and suntan lotion. Well, that's what I think it smells like anyway. And the flower looks like that. Isn't it beautiful though? And it's enormous. I split it into 2, and both clumps are growing really, really well. I've still got blackberries on my hedge, look, and they're enormous. Ow, what's that? I've got a thistle in my leg. There's an enormous blackberry there. Whoa. Well, I only got part of it off, but yum. Very nice. I did make all that wine. Well, that's nice, even though we've had a frost. A little bit sharp, but it's very, very nice. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring you along for an update of my field and my polytunnel and the fruit and veg that I've got growing.